It's almost!
He's done it again! Unbelievable!
Oh, straight into the roof of the net. Nice one. Straight down the middle. So a good performance from both teams here today.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost. I'm Rupha Ramani. Let's get started. Well, there were a few landmark moments across the world yesterday. One, of course, was here at home in the elections in India. The other, what we're going to talk about on the sports show today, is what Kylian Mbappe said right after he and Real Madrid made an official announcement late last night. The young football star has broken his silence on the toxic environment he was subjected to while he was in Paris Saint-Germain. Stay on to know more on that. And over in cricket, the ICC is in pursuit of the American dream, with their vision to get the sport to grow. But is their dream threatening to fall apart? What's the biggest challenges that's staring them in the face in the first week itself? And there's more football on the show. It is Sunil Chhetri's farewell game. The Indian captain plays his last ever international against Kuwait in India, and there's a lot on stake. Is this the make or break game for Indian football and the coach, Igor Stimac in particular? But first, a look at the headlines in Sports 360. News from tennis first up. Novak Djokovic has withdrawn from the French Open due to a knee injury. He sustained the injury during his match against Argentina's Francisco Cerundolo on Monday. With this, he's no longer world number one. The Italian Yannick Sinner will be crowned as the new world number one when the rankings come out on Monday. Over in cricket, England's opener against Scotland at the T20 World Cup was abandoned due to rain. Before rain interrupted the game, Scotland was going strong at 90 for no loss in 10 overs. Points were shared between both the teams. Meanwhile, Netherlands went on to beat Nepal by 6 wickets in a low-scoring affair at the Dallas venue. Max O'Dowd's 54 helped Netherlands chase down 107, but they took nearly 20 overs to get there. Indian cricket captain Rohit Sharma has broken his silence on India's head coach Rahul Dravid's contract. Said he tried convincing Dravid to stay on post the T20 World Cup. Kolkata Knight Riders' mentor Gautam Gambhir is the frontrunner to take over as the Indian head coach. Over in football, England Football Club West Ham's midfielder Lucas Paqueta could face a ban in England if found guilty of gambling. Paqueta has been charged for spot fixing and for deliberately getting booked in a match to influence the betting market. Fiji's 75-year-old Prime Minister Sitiveni Rabuka rolled back the years, winning a bronze medal at the Oceania Athletics Championship. Rabuka competed in shot put. Rabuka has also competed for Fiji in rugby and athletics in the past. And a Microsoft report suggests that Russian bots are targeting the Paris Olympics with a Tom Cruise deep fake in a documentary narration. The fake Tom Cruise video is called Olympics Has Fallen and uses fake AI voice to criticize the Paris Olympics. Russia has been banned to participate in the Games due to the ongoing war, and their athletes can only take part under the neutral flag. A rained-off game, close to zero attendance in another, a few one-sided affairs, two test-playing nations pulling out a dull 78-run target. These have been some of the face-offs at the T20 World Cup so far. Now, don't get me wrong, there have been a few thrilling moments too. Like Namibia's win over Oman in a super over, USA's Aaron Jones striking a blistering 94 of 40 balls to help USA register a win against arch-rivals Canada. And the heartwarming stories some of these associate countries and their players bring to a World Cup make for compelling narratives. No doubt. But I ask, in the desire to play the Good Samaritan here, has the ICC failed in a few of its key deliverables? I'll explain. Now, what are some of the great things that the ICC wants to achieve via this World Cup? Take cricket as a sport to uncharted territories. So ICC zeroed in on USA. The Big Apple is big money. So what if all the venues here are not massive or cannot seat a usually big cricket viewing crowd? Let me put this in perspective. Stadium capacity in US, the Nassau is the largest, seats 34,000 or thereabout. Then comes, of course, Lauderhill in Florida that seats 20,000. And then there is the Dallas ground, which seats merely 7,200 spectators. These are the three venues in USA for a World Cup event. Now compare that to some of the biggest in other countries that has hosted big events, such as the World Cup. In Australia, Melbourne is the largest, seats 1 lakh. In New Zealand, Wellington seats 35,000. In South Africa, Wanderers in Johannesburg seats 34,000. In the UK, Lords seats around 32,000. India, the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad can seat 132,000 people. And here's the thing, these countries have other venues that also have a large seating capacity. But I get this initiative. It's an attempt to grow the sport. The other goal, of course, is to increase the associate countries count, bring more competitors for a seat at the table. So this edition has seen 9 associate teams, the most for any T20 World Cup. USA, Canada and Uganda are making their T20 World Cup debuts. And Nepal comes in after a massive gap. USA played their first T20 international just 5 years ago. It's a melting pot of players from different countries, including India and New Zealand. Canada is no stranger to cricket. They've appeared in 4 World Cups but never crossed the group stage, and it's the first time at a T20 World Cup. Uganda is making its T20 World Cup debut after 8 failed attempts to qualify, so a big moment for them, and their country, I'm sure, is rejoicing. Nepal, who are making their T20 World Cup appearance for the first time in over 10 years. They last featured in the 2014 edition. So all of this is great to see, heartening for the sport. But has ICC really prepared well for what comes along with noble gestures, at least in this edition? Let's look at the first, cricket in Americas. It's a country that has never hosted a mega cricket event. We cannot count Major League Cricket or that All-Stars mini tournament that Sachin Tendulkar and Shane Warne orchestrated years ago. This is a World Cup that requires a certain level of infrastructure in place, logistics, planning, and the right kind of execution in various departments, starting with the venue. The very first match played at Nassau, Sri Lanka versus South Africa, has brought the venue under sharp focus. Sri Lanka managed to make just 77 batting first, and South Africa reached the target after 16 excruciating overs. It needed some amount of aptitude to play on that track, sure, but the pitch is already raising many eyebrows. How will the other tracks play is a question many are asking, and as India plays Ireland today, one of the things in focus will be that pitch. But it was not just the drop in pitches garnering the criticism. Even the outfield was very slow, with puffs of sand spurting in certain patches. Not the kind of T20 cricket that fans are used to watching around the world thanks to the leagues. And this display coming from proper teams who've played the sport for decades, Sri Lanka and South Africa. Which brings me to the second area of concern, too many associate countries. Now, while in one way, bringing in some fresh energy, raw talent onto a big platform could jazz up the World Cup, it's probably a good notion to begin with. Maybe a few of these hungry countries will put up quite the show, who knows? But then it also opens the possibility and the door to some heavily skewed one-sided affairs, like when some of these sides play the big boys in India, England and Australia. And that does little for the sport, the fans and the players. T20 cricket fans are now used to action-packed matches, high-scoring affairs, blistering hits and tight finishes with some maverick bowling efforts. That's what a seasoned cricket fan and a new one in America are paying to watch. Are they going to get all of that, the best of T20 cricket action throughout the tournament? Now let's see this from ICC's point of view. Their aim is to grow the sport, and while any good Samaritan act is done with little or no expectations of what you will get in return, ICC or the various stakeholders in this unique venture cannot function with that thought alone. America is all about the big dream. It sells that, the big city, the flashing lights. Everyone comes here to realize the big American dream. So have the ICC. But did they prepare well for all that comes with this? The issue of timing, for one. In trying to do the tightrope act by taking cricket to its biggest fan base on television, which is the subcontinent, including India, have they shortchanged the spectators at the venues? Many of whom might have flown from various parts of the world just to watch cricket in USA. We hear stories of fans selling cars to travel to America right from Australia only to watch the cricket, driving a whole day just to get to the venues. Then there is the issue of the venue itself, the logistics, the trappings that make it essential for any event to be a success on the ground. Is all of that still a work in progress with the tournament underway? Is the ICC waging a lone battle in a time where league cricket is nailing the basics and succeeding in giving all its stakeholders what they want? Now, this is one story that has been going on for years now. The will he, won't he move to Real Madrid? What's holding him back at Paris Saint-Germain? And there were plenty of speculations, many assumptions made, many digs and jibes along the way too. Last night, Real Madrid and Kylian Mbappe made it official. The move is now complete. And with that, Mbappe broke his silence too, with revelations that has rocked the football world, making us all realize what we knew till now was just surface level. In the realm of football transfers, few stories have captivated the world like Kylian Mbappe's journey from Paris Saint-Germain to Real Madrid. Every chapter, every move has had its fair share of drama, tension, and a bunch of controversies. Like an onion being peeled, this drama has unfolded layer at a time. A painfully slow and long drawn-out affair that's kept everyone at tenterhooks, most of all, Mbappe. But given the impact it has had on the football world, even the slow burn seems just about right for such a mega move. The weekend was abuzz with Mbappe's move to Real Madrid. It was splashed across newspapers and fans have been unable to contain their excitement.
Mbappe can't be coming without being hungry for Champions League titles. I think that with him, there will be more titles, if everything goes well. There is a need on both sides. Mbappe needs Real Madrid, and Real Madrid needs Mbappe. Let's say it's an alliance that fits both sides' needs.
And Kylian Mbappe, of course, put up a rather nostalgic post last night, capturing his true intent, a mere realization of a dream that he's harbored for years now.
It's official. I'll be a player for the next 5 seasons. It's an immense pleasure, a dream come true. There's a lot of emotions. I'm very happy, feeling free, relieved, extremely proud to get into a club I've always dreamed of joining.
It should be just that, right? A boy who's finally realizing his lifelong dream. That picture with Cristiano Ronaldo and a young Mbappe in Madrid jersey broke the internet, spoke volumes of just how much he's wanted this, and yet how his loyalty to France was holding him back. For Mbappe, donning the iconic white jersey of Real Madrid is more than just a transfer. It's like wearing his dream. But what's hit everyone hard right after that announcement has been Mbappe breaking his silence on the move and making shocking revelations about his time at PSG.
I'm sorry for this expression. What I'm going to say is a bit brutal, but it will be a bit of to come and spit on them by saying, once I'm in my new club, that I was unhappy. I've never been unhappy in Paris Saint-Germain, with all the people over there. But there were things and people who made me unhappy, of course.
No wonder that he said he was relieved and humbled moving to Real Madrid. It just shows what immense pressure Mbappe was in during his stint at PSG. The footballer was going through so much and yet the world was unaware. He put on that big smile and continued playing for the club. Mbappe was in the most difficult, trickiest of situations. On one hand was a dream, his passion, and the other his loyalty to the French club and to the France president, Emmanuel Macron, who's tried to ensure Mbappe continues to stay in France. The whole episode and the kind of pressure Mbappe endured continuing to play on without throwing tantrums or his weight around as a football star only shows his resolve and patience. Yes, he admits he didn't want to come out to say anything negative about PSG, especially since he's moved out, but it had to have affected him enough for him to finally say it, even if it had put him in a bit of a poor light. He's human after all and just 25. But wait, there's more. Mbappe spoke about the toxicity he experienced at PSG.
They made me understand that I would not play. They told me to my face. They told me violently. Luis Enrique and Luis Campo saved me. I would not have set foot on the pitch again without them. Someone who's happy has more chance of playing well, but there are no excuses for some of my performances I had. It wasn't as high as my usual standards. Yet, just to play, to win trophies was my biggest pride. But next season, I won't be satisfied with a season like that.
Mbappe was clearly in a world of pain. The French captain stayed back because he respects President Emmanuel Macron, because of the World Cup in Qatar. Mbappe clearly saying he stayed back in PSG for others, to appease someone else's wishes, and got brickbats in return. Loyalty taken for granted. When Mbappe didn't join Real Madrid in 2021, everyone criticized the footballer for choosing money over his dreams. But fresh reports are emerging that show Mbappe will earn lesser than some of the Premier League stars. He said nothing even when everyone spoke about him choosing money over passion. Said nothing when he was being accosted by Real Madrid boss Perez and the French President Macron to give him a piece of his presence. Did not say anything when PSG President Al Nasser Khelaifi took a dig at him for leaving as a free agent. Did not say anything all these years. The French forward respected his commitments. And despite the toxicity, Mbappe took PSG to a Champions League semi-final this year. If it wasn't for him, PSG would have been knocked out in the quarterfinals. And now with PSG drama hopefully behind him, he's declared his intention to make a lasting impact at Real Madrid. He embraces his possible chance at glory and is humble with what comes with this contract. He'll be wearing jersey number 9 as a sign of respect for Luka Modric, who will don number 10. And Mbappe is more than cognizant of that. Having seen a lot worse, he understands the privilege and is thankful of it. And it's that gratitude and humility that will fuel his skills and his passion in Real Madrid. About 19 years ago, a 21-year-old footballer from Andhra Pradesh's Secunderabad, a southern city in India, put on the Indian jersey to face arch rivals Pakistan. The scene was set. India were playing Pakistan in their own backyard. The city of Quetta may have assumed that game to be another fierce India-Pakistan encounter, but fans were unaware that they were watching history in the making. The young footballer was, of course, Sunil Chhetri. And it didn't take him long to score his first international goal. In the 65 minutes, Chhetri broke the deadlock and was the only scorer for India as the match ended in a 1-1 draw. About 93 goals later, the same Sunil Chhetri will step onto the football field wearing an Indian jersey for one last time. And in less than 24 hours, India takes on Kuwait in the World Cup qualifiers. The anticipation is palpable as the Indian team prepares for what could be a defining moment for this sport in the country. And while the whole focus will be, of course, on Sunil Chhetri, the game will also decide the aspirations and the future of an entire nation. For countless young boys and girls across India, football is more than just a game, and it was Sunil Chhetri's brilliance over the years that helped in the growth of the sport in the country.
Just come and encourage us as what you are doing. A lot of grounds in our country have done amazingly when we talk about national team, and Salt Lake is there. It's unbelievable. It's derived a lot by the fans who are supporters of Mohun Bagan, East Bengal, or Mountain or local clubs. But strangely, no matter how these clubs are doing in that year, whenever the national team plays, they come in numbers and they're outstanding. So just don't be nervous. I know it's a big game. Let's enjoy it as much as we can. Come in numbers, enjoy it, and hopefully we can all go happy after the game.
Now, why is this match important for India? India have already lost to Qatar, drawn once and lost once against Afghanistan. Their only victory in 4 matches came against Kuwait. And if they have to stay in the hunt to qualify for the next round, they need to win this one against Kuwait. And while it would be an emotional night for Indian football, they will have to put those thoughts aside and look at the bigger picture, something Chhetri himself feels.
It's not about me and my last match. I don't want to address it again and again. We really want to win this game. This is not going to be easy. But we are ready. We will have tremendous support.
Yes, playing at home in front of home fans is special, but India needs more than just Chhetri to turn up on the day. They'll need to unite as a team and perform against Kuwait. But given their recent performance, the Blue Tigers are up against the wall. This is not just any other match. This is India's last chance to keep their World Cup dreams alive and a chance to inspire a nation. To tell the world that whatever transition Indian football is going through now is only for the better. That Chhetri will leave with more hope for Indian football than despair. But it's not just the players feeling the pressure. Coach Igor Stimac is under scrutiny as he shoulders the responsibility of leading this team. From differences with AIFF, the federation, his salary being discussed openly and his job hanging by a thread. Stimac knows his job is on the line and his tenure with the Indian team has been a mixed bag so far. He may have won the SAF Cup recently, but expectations were much higher from the Indian team, especially going by his confidence and the belligerent promises that he continues to make time and again. Gone are the days when India is only expected to win the SAF Cup. It's expected from India to perform in Asia, to perform in World Cup qualifiers, like the one tomorrow. And this was the reason why Stimac has been at the helm for close to 5 years now. He was given time so that the team could form a vision and a way forward. And if India fails to qualify after a loss against Kuwait, it might bring down the curtains to his Indian coaching ambitions. And this match could be make or break for him. The expectations are sky high and anything other than a win will spell trouble for Stimac. But amid the pressure and the expectations, there seems to be a sense of calm. The atmosphere is light in the dressing room.
5 years ago, I saw this man. He was young and good looking, and now look at him. Don't want to coach now, just wish to enjoy life and we will see. If India wins and qualifies for the third round, I'll buy tickets and watch the game from the stands.
Despite being under fire, the banter came from Stimac too, who replied by saying Chhetri could be part of AIFF as the president. So clearly, amid the pressure, the team is trying to channelize all the positive energies. Though Chhetri admitted he feels the butterflies, that he can sense the goosebumps ahead of this game, so he wants the rest to be relaxed. Cheekily also saying that he hopes the rest of the team doesn't catch this last pre-match press conference of his. He says it will be magical if India does something special. And if that happens, things will change for Indian football. So while there seems to be palpable tension hanging about the game, India will try to stay relaxed. Can India move forward and beyond the intense pressure and deliver a performance worthy of their dreams? Will Sunil Chhetri remember his last game as fondly as his first? Kolkata and all of India waits patiently to see how this will pan out. Either way, this is sure to set the tone for how Indian football will traverse in the months to come. Time for last serve. Europe is bursting with fervour as the Euros is around the corner. French President Emmanuel Macron did his best to meet and wish the French team well. Today we get you pictures of Belgium's King Philippe giving the Belgian football team and Captain Kevin De Bruyne a royal send-off to the Euros. That does it here on Firstpost. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you again tomorrow. Till then, do take care.